What up guys, and today I'm going to be giving some kind of breakdown, going to show you how Swamp Thing is. Good side, negative side, changes, buffs, nerfs and all that stuff. First thing, I'm just going to talk about all the good side, thinking, my opinion, giving my perspective of how I play Swamp Thing and how he is in this game at the moment, in this meta of the game. This is like first month, so there's going to be a lot of buffs, a lot of nerfs for the whole cast, so this game is going to change a lot. But this is first month and I'm just going to give me my opinion on what Swamp Thing is so far. So I don't really want to go over his normals, I'm just going to go through his basic strings, like the strings that he's going to use at a consistent base and maybe here and there as well. So World War 2 is a good advancing mid, probably one of the best in the game, goes really far. You can, if you do the full string, it's 4, 2, 3, 3, and that goes into mid, overhead, overhead. This string is probably going to be your main string for 50-50s. Why? Because you have a special move that is a log, and up close it has 2 hits. So if you have a certain gap in a string and you do a lock and they try to backdash or maybe armor through, it's going to armor break and it's going to catch a backdash as well. But do keep in mind, this lock on block, point blank, is minus 14 on block. So you're quite open for a huge combo. So it's pretty hard punishable. So I'm just going to go over the buffs that I want later in the video. So I'm just now going to go through the basics. So you could do 4, 2, 3, 3, mid, overhead. Well, you could do 4, 4, 3, or 4, 2 into a log. That makes it a 50-50. You could do 4, 3, 4, 2, 3 log. That's also a 50-50. Or you could do the full string. With the full string, there is a combo potential, but against female hitboxes, I've noticed that it's a lot more difficult than, let's say, Batman, because Batman is a very common used character. Deadshot, Aquaman, Superman, they all have like male hitboxes, so this should be a good example. But this combo is not that easy, to be honest. It has a certain link to it, a certain timing. There we go. And this is all meatlessly 411%. This is against Batman, so 400% is a pretty good, decent, like actually probably one of the better meatless damage in the game at the moment. What else? Against Atrocitus, this combo is a lot easier to do against Atrocitus, purely because he has such a huge hitbox. And against female characters, you're probably gonna drop it quite a bit more because it's such a difference. This is a tight link. You can't get this always unless you have really good execution. If you do it too quick, like the 4, 2, 3, you get a 4, 3, and if you do it too late, you're just gonna get the full string of that. So friends of me know that I either get 4, 3 or a win, or I'll just get the combo. And you see, this is not really that easy of a link. So if they would buff that string in the near future, then I would love to have that string, that end of it, maybe 1 to 3 frames better of a pop-up. Like that should make it way easier. Like 1 to 3 frames. That's already enough. Like if it's even more, that's just great. But 3 frames is already enough. Second string. Back 2. This is your best in mid. Besides down 2 and down 1. This is your go-to. This is not too advancing. It's a good mid. This is 13 frames. So, and you have multiple options for this string. You could go mid, low, mid, overhead. Again, you could go into a lock to make it a 50-50, or you could do it another string that is back 2, 2, 3. Oh fuck. That goes into some kind of pop-up as well. This is also combo potential. Again, this is the same link as the forward 233. It has combo potential, but it has a certain link to it. So there we go. Also, there's decent damage. Decent, yeah, actually pretty good. 390. If you spend the bar, you should get like what, 430, 420. There we go. Yeah, 430 for one bar. If you keep it meatlessly, it should be around 430. No, almost 400, depending what character you're playing against. If you don't want to go for the combo, and just try to go for the combo there, and you keep dropping it, well, there's always the second option. You can actually special cancel this. So, and just go for a guaranteed 280 if you don't want to drop it. Let's say you think like, oh, I'm in a good situation, but I don't want to drop it. Well, just go for the safe option and spend a bar 360. Oh no, that's against dark side. 320, 330. That's good damage, just to be sure that you get damage. That's always a good way. Again, like with the forward 233 string, if they make it like maybe 3 frames better the link, like to be able to land this link into the forward 2, that should be a huge help. So he would get his damage more consistently. Let's see. I'm just gonna go through his main 50-50s, just like standing overhead and standing low. Oh no, back and standing overhead. His low is actually 16 frames, goes into back 1-2, double low hitting. I don't really use his low hitting string. I mainly use back 2 to low, or forward 2 into overhead, that kind of strings. You can always special cancel this into a full combo. This is for 1 bar. This is a 1 bar pop-up, 420. And from the overhead, you should get around the same. Boom, 430. You should be getting around the same. This overhead is 30 frames, so this is really slow overhead. The forward 3 is 5 frames slower. And you can get beatless damage off this, so you don't... This is beatless damage, and from this you need to spend a bar to get basically around the same damage. So the overhead, this one, you're not really going to use unless your opponent doesn't really know how to react to Swamp Thing's 50-50 game, like low or overhead. I guess you could sometimes use this, but not always. Like, this is probably not your best go-to move then, up close. That's it for the main strings you're gonna use. I'm gonna cover 2 standing normals, and that is a standing 3. At first, the first look I had on Swamp Thing was with the live stream, the Watchtower live stream. And when I saw this move, I thought to myself, wow, this actually could be a useful tool. But I found myself not really using this too often, because I can't really special cancel it. And I know there's a certain ability that you meter burn it and get a green thumb. I do know that, but that's a gear move for gear. So not really going to use this into ranked or tournament, and that's something that bothers me. One other standing move is standing 1. I saw Rio talk about this, like MK Rio's. Is standing 1, that's probably one of the best anti jabs. I do agree with him. He's probably one of the, if not the best. I was playing against a friend, Punkster, and he was using Cheetah. And Cheetah has this long, just far-reaching jumping. And most players they don't really react to it. Like, they have a hard time reacting to it. But I noticed with Swamp Thing that I can anti-add this for pretty consistent, and that's something that Swamp Thing does have some kind of danger to him, that you can't just really jump at him for free. Can I jump? Let him jump forward. Oh, out of range. And you can go on to a combo with that. Just a regular one. This is 360. Yeah. If you want to use beatless damage, you could always. Oh, I have a super combo for this. Oh shit. Then you can go into the super. Kind of a nifty combo that I found. Doesn't do too much damage, but you can always do something, you know. Like 400, not bad. So those are like the standing normals that I wanted to cover. Now I'm gonna go through his main special moves. And his main special moves are going to be the green thumb that you can get multiple options from. The side switch. You should really look where your position is. Like let's say you're in this situation, you should think twice what your position is and then go for kind of a mix-up. No, not really a mix-up, but change sides, like knowing what your position is and really need to know what you need to use, because that side switch is actually is really useful, not gonna lie. I'm really glad they implemented that in, giving that as an option. I'm really glad they did that. This is one more option. That is a restand. The restand I found not useful at all. This is only +1 on hits. And my down one is 7 frames. It's a 7 frame down one. So I think Batman has a 6 frame down one. So we should trade. Like if he does a down one at the same time as me, we trade. He can even jump out. So this restand is not useful at all. And if I want to go for a mid, like let's say back two. In mid-screen, I'm not at that good of a distance to really compete with that. He could maybe do a sweep and kill and just hit me. So that's one of the main things that I hate about this restand, is it's not really useful, not at all. Even if they maybe backdash, they get actually as much options as I do. So it's not really useful. If they buff it in the near future, they should be like +7 on hit. That's my opinion. +7, +6 on hit, that should be reasonable. Like that, you execute that wake up option. You maybe have a faster down one by then. Your back 3 or back 2 is 13 frame mid. If it's +6 on +7 on hit, you should be able to compete and get some pressure after that. And in the corner, you actually are point blank. So if this is +1 on hit, we trade. Always. We always trade if the opponent has a 6 frame down one. So if this is +7 on hit, I can actually go for pressure. So that's the one thing I want to change for one of those options. Another option that you can get, be to burn health, and you'll get 80 damage of health back. That's in my opinion also a really good tool, because I found myself, if I had like a second life bar, or maybe still having my second life bar, but I'm thinking like, oh, I'm gonna die after one combo, well, let me get some health back, and maybe he's gonna take 2 combos, or he has to spend a bar to kill me. Then I'm always thinking that is really useful to regain health while you're doing this. And if you have so the second special move that I want to go and cover is the Vine Grab. Vine Grab is a really good special move. Does really good damage. It's a high, so it does 212 damage against Batman. And if you do a meter burn one, it does 270. There's a lot of damage, but I'm never guaranteed one, never. So if the opponent knows, wait, let me put him on duck then. If the opponent knows that I cannot really get a guarantee one, he's gonna duck all day. Why? Because it's a high, and he can just avoid it. Well, does one thing have anything else to really make it a 50-50 on, let's say, full screen? Not really. So the opponent has literally no other option just to duck. They have just to duck and they avoid it. And it has this lock. Well, it is a low. It is a low. So if they cover both options, they duck, they avoid this, and they block the low, the low lock. And does he have another special move to do something on full screen? Yes, he does, and that is this minion, but it's a high, so they can just duck. So he's really weak at like really giving you a hard time at full screen because he basically has one option, and that is this, is the lock. And the lock is really hard on startup. It takes such a long time to really come out. And if I get hit, of course the lock is not gonna come out. I'm just gonna waste a turn. I'm gonna get hit. I'm just gonna get more pressure, more zoning against me. So, okay, this is to cover the high. I don't know how, but I forgot it somehow while I was recording. So this is gonna be kind of a slip through. I don't know, but I'm gonna set him on record. Backdash, backdash. Oh, you didn't see that. So I'm gonna record him. Backdash, backdash, projectile, 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 projectile. So that should be enough. So I'm full screen. Well, what can I do? I need to wait for the perfect moment. Oh, what happened? Oh, what happened? If you didn't see what happened, okay. If you didn't see what happened was I did the meter burn grab. It's a mid. He got hit, but I also got hit. So that means that he'll just leave him there. Well, I'll try and show it again because you maybe didn't saw it. Backdash, backdash, and boop. This is fun. Okay. So, because I got hit, he releases him. He just lets that shot go because I got hit. And I wasted the bar. I got 20%, no, not 20 damage. I'm still full screen. I got nowhere. And he's still good to go with his zoning. Well, if that is not gonna work, well, let's try log. Let's try a log then. Try and compete with his zoning to counter zone him. It was a little pausing there, so that's why I got my log. Doesn't reach full screen. He's gonna backdash. He's gonna sit comfortably. He's gonna sit comfortably. It doesn't reach full screen. Let me try. Oh, that doesn't reach. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I just wasted the bar meter burn roll. I think they need to fix the meter burn roll as well. Like, it sometimes doesn't really function the way it should be. Oh, even my 1-1 wait. Amazing. So, that's his issue on the clone that I wanted to cover real quick. So, he basically has no option. Like, he wastes a bar and he's basically gonna just waste the bar, still be full screen, and just the only way of getting in really is meter burn roll. I think a character should not rely on one tool. They should have multiple tools to kind of do something on full screen. And as you know, this useless, meter burn useless, doesn't reach full screen, is duckable, or doesn't even reach full screen. He can only cover, he covers the mid screen. That's all. He does not cover the full screen game, and to really get any option of that. And that's something that he is in those situations he is at his worst in this situation. because he needs to walk, avoid projectiles, and if they jump, I might get an anti-air depending on my reaction. They might backdash, so I need to go in again. They're constantly going to backdash, zone. And now for his way of getting combos and stuff, like for special moves. Well, he has two ways of doing a combo. Is by this tree, is +6 on block, +6. So it's a really good combo opener. But certain, wait, let me put him on just stand, not block at all. Certain moves can't combo with this. Let's say, oh fuck. I don't get a combo. So I leave my plus frames, I waste the bar, and I'll be at a situation that they can move again and I maybe need to block, or I can maybe get a lucky string or lucky down one. So I wasted a bar, don't have a combo, I have nothing. So I need to use another special move. That's this one. If you meter burn it, you're gonna get a full combo. On block, the meter burn one is unsafe, it's -10 on block. The regular one is -3. And if you see my videos lately from Swamp Thing, I normally backdash or forward 3, depending what character I'm fighting against. Like the forward 3 is a normal way of countering that down one. So, but this is only against certain, like, if you want to have the plus frames, just to be sure, and still having great damage up close, you can go for certain strings that go into that. 4, 2, 3, you can go into full combo. And you still have 390% damage. No, not percent, just 390 damage against Batman. You can always do this. Oh, I don't know why I missed it. Just slightly more, yeah, slightly, actually quite a bit more, because this special move does more damage, and sometimes, if not almost every time, the second hit is going to come out in combo instead of the second hit, like that. The second hit normally does quite a lot of damage, like that, but you're going to have more gravity. So that means you have to go for a standing one into green thumb, or down two into divine grab. So let's say you have a down one into, oh. So down one into the tree pop-up is gonna go for good damage from a down one. Full combo, still plus on block, and you're basically gonna pressure all day then. So now I'm gonna talk about his straight. His straight is this garden that he plans while walking. There is a limit of building it. So let's say I start here. I'm gonna start walking. Look, there is a certain limit that I can build this garden, but this trait, a trait should be something that can change the game, that can make your character powerful again for a short amount of time, or that can just make your opponent guess twice about their decisions. And this is a trait that I think no one cares about. Like, if this is up, they don't care. They're just gonna go in it either way. So basically, how this trait works is, when I activate it, I make this garden. And as soon as they walk into it, they can't dash or can't jump, and they're gonna take damage over time. So you might think, okay, so it has some uses. Well, let's say on setup. I have a setup and I pull this off. They do one wake up and it's gone. I need to wait again for my trait. It doesn't really have that much use. I don't heal from. There is an ability that makes your garden, while you're standing in the garden, you're gonna get health back. But that's an ability move. And I don't really find damage use in this. I saw Emperor Nyx use this trait a couple times in setups, but all the opponents had to do was just wake up, and as soon as you get hit, the trait is gone, and you need to wait again. So there's basically, as soon as you see this trait on setup, just wake up, or if they expect your wake up, half of the cost of not whole the cost of Injustice 1, no, just Injustice 2 has safe wake ups, if not plus on block. So you either have to be expecting it, the wake up, or you don't have to use the trait at all. So, but I don't know why they use this as his regular trait. There is a gear ability that gives his trait a new purpose.
Swamp Thing, Batman.
And I'm gonna put on competitive mode.
Fighters approaching Arkham Asylum.
And I'm gonna show you what that ability is. This is a trait that is a game changer. This is a trait that should be powerful, and that is a teleport that goes from full screen, and you get multiple options from it. Let's say I'm full screen, boom, I'm next to you. This is an ability that should be his regular trait. You can go behind, forward, behind, forward. So there is kind of a mix-up, like where really those characters shine. And there's another option that I don't really find that much use, but it's there, so we have to. That is just stay in place. That's where you hold down. They'll just. Oop. A secret tea bag, actually. It's like a secret tea bag. Like his normal up and down is like this. And you do the teleport, well, you go all the way. So it's like a secret tea bag in my opinion. But this should be his regular trait. Showing him that he's dangerous at full screen. That he doesn't need to rely on trying to get in by useless options from full screen. So, if this is his regular trait, he could go from here to there in nowhere in just maybe a second. And if you're playing against a death shot, well, he's gonna meter burn his rifle that goes into a long, that's gonna go into so many shots that's gonna take a while. I teleported in time because I saw the startup of it. I'm gonna right next to him, and I could get a full combo punishing him by zoning me and by having me at this full screen presence. So that should be his regular trait. This is my opinion. He would be so much stronger right now because he's such an underrated character at the moment. And the last thing I'm gonna cover, wait, let me put off gear right now. The last thing I'm gonna talk about is his forward 3 and back 3 meter burn. Why? Because there are things that I wanna cover real quick. His forward 3 meter burn goes into full combo, obviously. Goes into good damage. Nope. Goes into really good damage. Meter burn forward 3, almost 500 damage against that shot. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. That's really good. And the main thing I don't like about this, I can't connect another forward 3 or back 3. Or the link is that hard that you can maybe get it, but if it's that hard, you're not going to get it online. And from your back 3, you can get a forward 3. You can get a forward 3 instant. So that's not the problem. But the forward 3 you can't get. Look, I got it. And even with his combo starters, I can't get a back 3. Let's say they have the second life bar. They have the second life bar and they can clash. And I got a combo. I'm thinking like, oh, he's almost dead and he hasn't used his clash yet. Well, let me get a back 3 to do unclashable damage. Oh fuck, I can't. Oh, I can't. What else can I use to use these tools to get unclashable damage? You can't get unclashable damage in his combos. And that's what bothers me. Like, I'm open for clash at any time because all of his combos are clashable. All of his, the command grab on startup is clashable. All of it clashable. The projectile clashable. Everything is clashable except for back 3 or forward 3. But I can't get them in my combos. So I'm always open for clash, and that's really bad. That's really bad. This is for the look, okay? If they would make a change to all of this stuff that I just said or suggested to make a change, I'm gonna cover three things that I want to be changed. And the biggest change that I want is this lock to be, instead of being -14 to -9. And maybe because a friend asked me what if you can meter burn this and get a combo. In my opinion, that would make his 50-50 game for the strings in them too strong. Why? Because he's gonna get a combo from both of their options. So if you, let's say this is -9, if you meter burn it, you're gonna get full combo. I don't really agree with that, but that should make him too powerful, in my opinion, to get a full combo off of any 50-50. So that makes your up close game too good, in my opinion. But I do understand the ability to meter burn this and to, let's say, to make it safe or to have some kind of combo. Let's say you meter burn this, you get a down 1 green time. That should be enough for me. I don't want a fill combo. That's not what I want. That's not fair. That's just not fair. So that's the main thing I want to be covered. The lock to be slightly more safe, or to get a meter burn option off of it. The second thing is strength. The trait, I went into streams and I saw people complain about Swamp Thing, like saying like, oh yeah, Swamp Thing is bottom 5, and then they ask, wait, what does his trait do? Because no one knows, no one plays this character, because it's this useless. Like it's a garden, and it has damage over time, nothing more. You can't jump out of it. Oh, okay. That's an okay option then. Does it go away on hit? Yes. Can you do a setup with it? No. You're gonna wake up with it, and your trait is gone. You need to wait. And like I said, the teleport is such a game changer. They should make that his regular trait. I don't know if they're allowed to change traits, but I think for this character it should be happening. And the final thing I want to be changed is having a back 3 into his combos. All the other things I want to be changed as well, but these are the main 3 things I want. These are the main 3 things. Like having a forward 3 after a combo. That's what I want. That's my perspective of this character. This character is a very good up close character that has some dirt with him, but no one's playing him. No one is trying to figure this character out. Why? Because why play Swamp Thing when you can play Deathshot, when you can play Aquaman, Black Adam, Superman, Catwoman, Atrocitus? Why play Swamp Thing? Because you don't really have a reason, because you have all these other really good characters. If Swamp Thing's ever going to be top 5, then they need to nerf Deathshot to the ground, Batman to the ground. They need to nerf a lot of characters. Why? Because he's pointless at full screen. He's pointless. Duckable, low blockable, duckable. Like he's not really good at full screen. And still up his up close game, he is unsafe at his he is unsafe on his low log. And if they get right full combo, I can do clash. that kind of stuff. He has great tools. He has probably really good tools, but not at the moment. Not to compete against all these other characters. So, if you made it this far into my breakdown, then I hope you agree with my decisions. If you disagree, you could always say it to me, like in the comments or something. If there are Swamp Thing players and they want changes as well, they should make a video or just contact me about the changes, because I want this character to be good. Not top tier, but good. A reason to play this character. That's all I want. And the buffs I want should be enough, if not too many actually. So if you have made it this far into the video, I know it was quite a long video, but it's really giving my perspective of Swamp Thing, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and always peace guys.